Welcome in Craft and Design 3.0 for my dear audience. In this video, I will describe some different and much beautiful ideas of recycle craft or recycle craft design ideas. Dear audience, if we talk about recycle craft, then one thing is rise in our mind: handicraft. Dear audience, a handicraft sometimes more precisely expressed as artisanal handicraft or handmade is any of a wide variety of types of work where useful and decorative objects and things are made completely by one's hand or by using only simple non-automated related tools like skisser, carving implementation or hooks. Dear audience, but in recycling mode, we can use some materials and recycle this thing from one place to another. Or recycle one materials we can use, or recycling material we can use. Dear audience, in really, it is a traditional main sector of craft making and applies to a wide range of creative and design activities that are related to making things with one's hand and skill, and we can recycle it from one place to um, upcycling from one place to another, and recycle material we can use in these things, so including work with textile also that can be used moldable and rigid material, some paper, plants, fiber, and clay also used. But one of the oldest handicraft is dokra. This is a sort of metal casting that has been used in India for over 4,000 years and is still used. But in Iranian Balochistan, women still make red ware handmade pottery with dotted ornament, much similar to the 5,000-year-old pottery tradition of Kalporgan and archaeological site near the village. Usually, the term is applied to traditional techniques of creating items, whether for personal use or as products that are both practical and aesthetic. Handicraft industries are those that produce a thing with hand to meet the needs of the people in their locality without using machines. So, collective terms of handicraft include artisanry crafting and handcrafting. So, the term arts and crafts is also applied, especially in the United States, and mostly to hobbyists and children's output rather than items crafted for daily use. But this distinction is not formal, and the term is easily confused with the arts and crafts design movement, which is in fact as practical as it is aesthetic. So, handicraft has its root in the rural crafts. So, the material goods necessities of ancient civilization, and many specific crafts have been practiced for centuries, while other modern inventions are popularization of craft which were originally practiced in a limited geographic area. So many handcraft use natural, even entirely indigenous materials, while others may prefer modern, non-traditional material and even upcycle industrial material. So the individual artisanship of a handcraft item is the paramount criterion. So those made by mass production or machines are not handicraft goods, seen as developing the skill and creative interests of the students generally and sometimes toward a particular craft or trade. Handicrafts are often integrated into educational system both informally and formally. Most crafts require the development of skill and the application of patience, but can be learned by virtually anyone. So, like folk art, handicraft output often has cultural and or religious significance and increasingly may have a political message as well as in craft revision. So many craft become very popular for brief period of time, a few months or a few years, spreading rapidly among the crafting population as everyone emulates the first example, then their popularity wanes until a later resurgence. So the art and craft movement in the West, it's also we can prescribe in my video. The art and craft movement originated as a late 19th century design reform and social movement principally in Europe, North America and Australia and continue today. It's also move. Its proponents are motivated by the ideal of movement. Founders such as William Morris and John Roxen, who proposed that in pre-industrial societies such as European Middle Ages and people had achieved fulfillment through the creative process of handicraft. This was helped up in contrast to what was perceived to be the alienating effect of industrial labor. So these activities were called craft because originally many, we say that many of them were professions under the guild system. So adolescents were apprenticed to a master craftsman and refined their skills over a period of year in exchange for low wages. But their audience, by the time their training were complete, they were well equipped to set up any trade for themselves, earning their living with the skill that could be traded directly within the community. So often for goods and services. So the industrial revolution and the increasing mechanization of production process gradually reduced or eliminated many of the roles professional crafts people played, and today many handicrafts are increasingly seen, especially when no longer the mainstay of a formal vocational trade as a form of hobby, folk art, and sometimes fine art. So the term handicrafts can also refer to the products themselves of such artisanal efforts that require special uh, knowledge, may be highly technical in their execution, require specialized equipment and facility to produce, involve manual labor or blue collar work ethic, are accessible to the general public and uh, construction, we can say constructed from material with stories that exceed the boundaries of Western fine art tradition, such as ceramics, glass, textiles, metal, and wood. So, dear audience, I think that my video and my recycle craft ideas are much interesting for you and interesting for my guys, children, and I think that if my video inspired you much, then you subscribe my channel and like my video and share my video and but thank you very much guys because my loving audience subscribe my channel and share my videos. Thanks very much for sharing my dear audience once again. Thanks very much.